You help us to understand all that will be shared. We thank you for your speaker. We ask, O Lord, that you guide her to reveal to us all that we need to learn. And at the end of the day, let your name be highly exalted. For in Jesus' name we've prayed. Amen.
Man, thank you so much. Thank you for that. All right, so we get started. We are getting started now. I would like us to do a favor now. Just share the link to someone to help someone to be here tonight. Yes, help someone to be here tonight. We have a very important topic we are treating tonight. Help someone to be here. All right. So, on behalf of Kerry Top, I want to sincerely appreciate everyone for taking your time to join us today. Thank you. Thank you, David. Thank you, Favor. Thank you, Mr. Jude. Thank you, Chisom, for joining us. Um, well, I believe that we have farmers, we have stakeholders, entrepreneur, and we still have some other person who is going to, join us. Yeah, so uh, we appreciate you for joining. So just by way of introduction, I'd like to say a few things about Keritop. So yeah, Keritop, at Keritop, yeah, we are building a smarter connection across the agricultural value chain by leveraging innovation, giving market access, data, and efficient distribution system. And this is to reduce wastage and create opportunities for farmers, retailers, and businesses. So we believe that agriculture is, more than food production. It is a system, and we believe that with this system we can transform, livelihood. We can transform businesses and the economies, or the economy of the nature, yeah, the nation rather. So my name is Tosin, and I'll be your host for today's session. Yeah, it's an honor to facilitate this important, conversation. And today's topic is one that is very crucial. It deserves a serious attention, right? Deserve a serious attention because finance and agriculture are two important pillars of any growing economy. Yes. So despite the enormous, potential within the agricultural sector, we still faces challenges. We have many challenges that still exist around funding, access, scalability, market system, and sustainability. And if you are here as a farmer or as a stakeholder, yeah, I know that you definitely come with questions, right? And we are here, yes. You, by the end of this webinar, by the end of today's webinar, you will get insights, and your questions will be answered. So um and the question will no longer be whether agriculture has a potential. We know that agriculture has a potential, right? The real question will now be, how do we build this system around agriculture to make it sustainable, to make it profitable, and to be attractive, to both businesses and investors. So, and that is exactly why we're having this conversation today. We'll be unpacking a lot of things. I encourage us to stay engaged, take notes, and prepare your question, because I believe that this session will be insightful and very impactful. Come on, can we give me a reaction if you're happy and excited, to be here tonight? It's going to be very insightful. It's going to be impactful. Thank you, Jumoke for joining. Ola Jumoke, thank you. Susan, we are glad to have you join us. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Thank you. Oh, I guess our network kicked her out. So we have a lot of things to unpack today. And for me, it's a great privilege and honor to introduce our resource person for today. She's an audacious and exceptional woman, of whom I deeply honor and respect. She's an economist. She studied economics at the university. She has also built a remarkable experience within the banking sector here in Nigeria. And her insights, at the intersection of finance, economic system, and development, make her the best and perfect person to lead this conversation today. So, join me, everyone. Warmly welcome our resource person to take the lead. We are truly honored to have you, ma. Please, can we celebrate by giving an emoji, give a reaction to welcome her on stage? But just before she takes the stage, I'd like those that just joined, just your name and your location, right? And if you're a farmer, if you're an entrepreneur, an investor, just let us know in the comment section. Thank you. Over to you, Miss Favor. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, CPO. Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be the speaker for this edition. I don't know if I'm clear. Can we all hear me? Can we all hear me? Okay, thank you so much. So, good day, everyone. My name is Fable Oluwaseun. I introduced myself that way. So, before we go into what it is today, because I was given a very short time, I want to say there's this particular statement that we normally make in Nigeria, especially I think we made a lot of these statements. Was it 2 years ago? And the statement is um love is sweet, oh, but if money enter, love is sweeter. I don't know if you know you are familiar with that statement. Can I just get a reaction? Please, can I get a reaction? Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. So I just want us to see love as agriculture in this context. So when money enter agriculture, agriculture becomes, it becomes sweeter. Exactly. So now let's go into what we have for our webinar today. So for each of the slides, I have key insights on each of the slides, majority of the slides, where in case you are not even able to get anything and you're not able to get something from all the slides because it's probably too colorful for you or too boring for you, you can just go to the key insights and check it out and you will see what we have there. Thank you so much. So now we have three big economic routes for finance and agriculture driving economic growth. The first one is the fact that agriculture feeds the nation. I think we all know that agriculture feeds the nation. Without agriculture, we cannot feed in this nation, in any nation. And number two is that finance powers growth and expansion. It's just like that statement I made that love is sweet though. Agriculture is actually sweet. Is agriculture is good, but when money enter agriculture, expansion just happens. So the third big economic truth is that economic growth happens when both sectors work together. Now let's go straight to what we mean by finance and agriculture. I think we all know that finance in this context, I want us to take finance as what we call money, capital, loans, what you can push into any business and it will make the business grow. If you're a business owner, you've probably experienced downtime in your business where you don't have the money. But immediately you have the money, you will see how expansion, growth will begin to happen. So that's what finance does in agriculture. Then for agriculture is mainly, production of crops, harvesting, planting, anything, just name it, is under agriculture. So because of the time, I might not be able to say all the whole slides. In fact, I won't be able to go slide by slide, but I just want us to get what I'm trying to say. So I'll be going straight to the challenges that farmers encounter in agriculture, that the reason why agriculture is still struggling. I think that should be on our third slide. So one major reason why agriculture is still struggling in Nigeria is because, I mean, agriculture contributes about 30% to the economy. We have other sectors like manufacturing sector, entertainment sector. In case you don't know it's a sector, that's a sector. We have oil sector. We have so many sectors in Nigeria, but agriculture contributes about 30% to 36%. So for a sector that contributes, and for an economy like Nigeria, a country like Nigeria where millions of people, a larger percentage of the economy depends on agriculture, why is the sector still struggling? So the first one here is what? Loans and credit facilities. People don't know the thoughts light. So one of it is loans and credit facilities. Some of these people don't have access to loans, and that's why when I made that statement, I love the sweet or if money enter love. There is no business you do that if money enters it, that it will not grow and it will not expand. So I work in a department of a bank where we have access to some informations that probably some people don't have access to. And I was checking a particular document. I was reading a document for a particular customer. So this particular customer, they are quite popular, but I won't be mentioning the name. I'll be very discreet with it. And so the reason why I got to even know was because they lent money from my bank, and the collateral, my bank held the collateral. Then they reach out to my bank and say, you know what, that collateral, let me liquidify the collateral and put it on fixed deposit investments for me, so that by the time I'm able to pay back, I'll be getting both the collateral, the principal, and the interest that has accrued on it, so that my money will not just be idle with two people. So we do that for our customers that lend money from us. And one thing that caught my attention was the interest rate that my bank gave to them. Hey, oh my God, I was so shocked. In fact, till now, if I remember it, I'll be like, where is Nigeria going? Because the interest rate was too high. The interest rate and one thing that came to my mind when I saw the documents was a favor, you cannot borrow money from any bank. That was what came to my head, because how will you give such, why will you give such high interest rate to a company? Imagine a company that is still growing. I said it's a popular bank, although they were able to pay back, and I was still the one that dropped the money for them and their interest. And that was how I knew that they were able to pay back. But what of a bank, or a farmer that is just starting up, or a farmer that just wants to, go out there and just want to expand their farm, expand their produce, expand whatever they do, they won't be able to get it though. I was seeing there was this company, Credit Assist, they were coming up with one thing the other day, and they were saying that they don't reach out to people less than three years of startup. That means you must be a farmer for like 3 years before you can be able to reach out to them. Although I will still get to that, because we have a question relating to something like that. So I'll still get to that. But because of time, so another thing is high interest rate, just like what I mentioned. When you go to bank and say, I beg, give me money, oh, and these people say, oh, you'll be paying with 40-50%. What's that? That's too high. How do you expect them to pay back? So another one is poor rural infrastructure. Sometimes bad roads, bad roads, that imagine transporting something from Kaduna to Abuja, and to leave Kaduna itself is like 10 hours because of bad roads. Imagine it's something like tomato you are trying to transport. Because of it, these things they will spoil on the way, causing loss on the farmer. So because of all of this, agriculture sector, they still struggle with so many things, and that is one thing we are working on. So I'll be going to the relationship, because of my time, I'll be going to the relationship between finance and agriculture, and how they drive economic growth. So I just said before, you might not be able to get anything, but this part is so interesting. I want everyone to listen. So sometimes when you go to an economy, we have Bureau de Statistics in every economy, formerly known as National Bureau of Statistics. So when a statistician comes to an economy and they say, let's measure the economic growth. In government, they taught us that we have underdeveloped countries, developing countries, and developed countries. So countries like Nigeria, I think we've moved to developing countries instead of underdeveloped. So to measure economic growth in any economy, I want us to get this part very well. We call something GDP. So I know some of us will have been hearing GDP. I've been hearing GDP, GDP. What does GDP actually mean, Seth? What's this GDP that they're always saying? You watch news, you watch business news, you watch Nigerian, you go to Divex Group, you check their insights, Cedros, you check their insights, and you'll be seeing so many economic terms. So to measure economic growth in any country, especially Nigeria, in any country all over the world, there's something we call GDP. This is what we mainly use to measure economic growth. If an economy is growing, and now what is GDP? So we have GDP, we have GNP. So GDP is gross domestic product. It's simply the total value of goods and services that is produced, bought, and sold in an economy, usually a year. I'll repeat myself again. GDP is basically the total value of goods and services produced, bought, and sold in a particular country, in a particular economy, usually a year. So now what is GNP? And I'm going to be telling us the difference. And I'll tell you why I brought in GNP. So GNP is also is the total value of goods that is produced by an indigene of a country in any part of the world. So GDP is basically within the borders of a country. Anything produced within Nigeria will be accumulated to our GDP. But an indigene of Nigeria, somebody like Dangote, can go to Zambia and start a refinery there. So whatever profit he gets there, there's a particular percentage of money that will be getting to Nigeria because Dangote is an indigene of Nigeria. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Please, if you are getting a little by little, can I get a reaction? Please, can I get a reaction? All right, thank you so much. So GNP is another country. No, the person does not have to be in Nigeria to start. And that's why you see companies like Unilever, Nestle, Cadbury, these international and foreign companies, they will come to Nigeria, and some of the things they are the one, I was checking the statistics one day, was it last month? I was checking the statistics and I was saying that the level of Nigeria FPI is higher. That one is a topic for another day. Nigeria FPI is higher than our FDI, and I opened my mouth. So for some of these people, they're outside the country, but are Nigerians, there's a particular percentage of money that gets from their own place to this place. So, but our own focus here is GDP. The reason why we use GDP is because GDP is within the borders of Nigeria. That's why we use GDP. So now, how does finance into agriculture lead to increments in GDP? So I want us to put this at the back of our head that whenever GDP increase, anywhere you hear that GDP increase, definitely know that the economy is growing. They have a very positive and direct relationship. So anywhere you hear that, oh, GDP is now from 23.2% to 41.7%, just so that, oh, Nigeria economy is growing. Like you, so because of this explanation, please, you should be able to defend it anywhere. Even if you are not an economist or you did not study economics, you should be able to defend this anywhere. If they say, oh, GDP has increased from this to this, you should be able to know that yes, the economy is growing. Because some illiterates will not know this and they will say, the government is spoiling our economy again. The government is spoiling our economy again. No. So they have a positive and direct relationship. So when you put money into agriculture, definitely GDP will increase and economy will grow. Now, let me give you an example. Imagine 1,000 farmers each produce crops worth of 1 million annually. I hope you understand what I mean by annually. That's per year. So total output for those 1,000 farmers is 1 billion. Now, imagine banks are able to provide loans, insurance, and other financial services for them. The farmers now buy better seeds, fertilizers, irrigation systems, and machinery. Their output rises to, let's not say from 1 million annually, it now rises to 1.5 million each because they were able to access finance. New total output is now 1.5 billion. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying. Let me say it again. Imagine 1,000 farmers. They produce crops worth 1 million naira annually. That's per year. And their total output, if you do 1,000 times 1 million per year now, is 1 billion. So now they are now able to access finance. Banks were able to provide loans, insurance, and other financial services to them, and they were able to get it. Farmers now buy better seeds, fertilizers, irrigation systems, and machine. I hope we know what irrigation is. So irrigation is just mainly manual watering of plants. I think I define education as that manner watering of plants. So they were able to build better irrigation system because they were able to access finance. Now their output now rises to 1.5 million naira each. So now new output, if you do 1.5 million naira times a year, is now 1.5 billion from 1 billion because they were able to access finance. So now the extra 5 million naira now contribute to GDP. So as GDP rise, the economy experience growth, even though we have other sectors and everything. So countries like Nigeria, where many people depend on farming, improving agriculture through finance, can have a very significant impact on economic growth. I don't know if you are getting me. I don't know if anyone is getting me. Let me get a reaction. So now when people now ask you after this conversation, let's say, how does finance and agriculture, how do they even relate to economic growth? So the process is finance pushed into agriculture. The farmers are able to expand their output and I already said that GDP is what the total value of goods produced, bought and sold in a particular economy in a country, usually a year. So definitely the GDP will increase and economy will grow. Now let's go to the next one, which is financial inclusion. So in this financial inclusion is where I'll be talking about, which is, I think that should be the fourth or fifth slide. That's where I'll be talking about. There's a question in one of our Excel sheets that someone asked that how do I access fund and how do I reach a wider market? I don't know if the person is on this call, but if they are on this call, please listen attentively. Thank you so much. And you might not be able to pick everything I will talk about because there's so many. This topic is a very, 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 very wide topic. I had to streamline so many things just to fall within the time I was given, within the time frame. So no, it's not this one. The other slide, I think fifth slide, that's financial inclusion. So what is financial inclusion? Yeah. Financial inclusion is basically access to when everyone is able to access a particular thing, especially finance. When everyone is able to access finance, that's what financial inclusion is all about. So when you go to a bank and you say, you know what, lend me money, and they're able to give it to you without outrageous interest rates, without outrageous collateral as in exchange. That's what we call financial inclusion, and that's what credit assist is doing. And that is where I will answer the question that how do I access funds. So there are so many platforms that as a farmer you can access funds. So another thing is, if you need more information, you can always reach out to Keritop. Go to our social media pages. Someone else will be talking about Keritop, but I'm just saying you can go there, ask a question. I will definitely answer you. One thing we might not be able to do for you is to stand as guarantor for you, but we'll definitely answer. We have intelligent minds in Keritop. That's why we are here. So financial inclusion now, and that's why platforms like credit assist is owned by John Alamo, the biggest cocoa dealer experts in Nigeria, and he started capital stage. So credit assist is like a sub company under capital stage. Then there's something he started too, he called it Colo Money. This one too is a platform. This one is for farmers. So John Alamu started with 100,000. I was hearing one of his story, was it 2 months ago? And um John Alamu was talking about how he started with just 100,000 naira as far back as 2018. So he called 5 farmers, gave them 20,000 naira each, and said, you know what, go and start something. So they came back, and that was how they started credit assist, what we call credit assist today. So what did they do in credit assist? They lend money to farmers. It's mainly for agricultural financing. They lend money to farmers, and their interest rate. So I won't be saying the exact interest rate because it varies. Honestly speaking, I tell you, their interest rate varies. So how can you access this fund? You can reach out to them. There is another platform we call an institution, a financial institution called Bank of Industry. Bank of Agriculture. So there's Bank of Industry, there's Bank of Agriculture. Now I will tell you the difference between the two. These are the ones that I know that I research and fact check and I know about them because some of them partner with my bank. So Bank of Agriculture is mainly for farmers, while Bank of Industry is for food processors, those that convert raw food into finished products such as cassava to gari, cassava to fufu, something like that. So that's for food processors. But Bank of Agriculture is mainly for, and these people have lesser interest. I'm telling you, these people have lesser interest rates compared to banks, compared to commercial banks. Hey, if you come to, I was saying when I started my this thing about this popular company that lends for my bank, and I saw the interest rate. Imagine these people don't have a very, very stringent and proper structure. How will they be able to pay back? I'm telling you, no farmer will be able to pay back with that interest rates that my bank gave to them. So you can reach out to these people. There's sovereign finance, there's Cedros Capital, there is capital credit finance. Yeah, there's credit assist, there's credit finance. So these are platforms that you can reach out to, and they're trying to bridge that gap, especially credit finance. That one I really know that one very well. Especially credit assist. These people are trying to bridge the gap between farmers not accessing and farmers accessing, even though they have their different listings. So they have different ways by which they give you interest rates. One of it is they check the institutional pricing model. How does it work? That one is none of your business. It's from their own end. I'm just saying it now. Another one is the risk profile of the borrower. They want to caution themselves to not to waste money, not to do something that they will not be able to get back. And the third one is CBN. There's one of my posts I put up as a brand, as a personal brand, Favour was it last 2 weeks ago, that talks about MPR. So there's something in economics we call MPR, monetary policy rate, is what CBN used to gauge interest rate for all banks. That's why you go to banks today and they will give you 11% on a particular amount of money you will do. You go to another, you go there another day, you'll be seeing 11.5, or you see something lesser than 11%. So CBN regulates interest rates using MPR for all banks. You can check it out too, or you can search on your own. So that's what we have about finance. So now, how do you reach a wider market? I'm answering this question because of the time, because I know some other questions might come up too. So how do you reach a wider market? There's only one statement I'm going to tell you, and that is the fact that do not underestimate the power of social media. Do not underestimate the power of social media. This question, when I saw the question, it took me back to when I was in uni, and a friend of mine sent a link to me to join the group, and I joined the group. And when I got to the group, I discovered that people were buying and selling on this group. And people would just send probably a wine slippers, they will send the details. Oh, I have so this is my pick up location. So and people will buy. People were buying, like people were buying everything. A friend of mine, although you as a seller, if you join the group and you want to advertise your products, there's a particular amount of money you will pay. When I even lost my phone, I tried to reach out to these platforms. I could not even get them again. But I remember then a friend of mine was telling me, then we resumed school during the holiday. It was during the holiday, then when we resumed school, she was telling me that she made about 20 to 50,000 as profit, a school student, just because she was selling all this jersey. um something from uh, last thing I want to talk about. So the bigger vision in building a smart system when strong agricultural systems improve economic stability. And I think I explained to us how economy grows. So economic stability is just when I remember there was a time when our naira to dollar was stable. So and then things were okay. I think things were good. Another thing is better system improve agricultural productivity. I think I was able to explain that if farmer is able to get money to expand their farm, their outputs increase. Just like the example of the 1,000 farmers I gave the other time. And together they support sustainable national growth. Now, my final thought: economic growth is not only about producing more food. It is about building systems that help food, finance, data, and math work together. So now together, let's build a smarter agricultural system, stronger economies, and that's all. Thank you so much, guys.
Amazing, amazing. Can we give a reaction? Can you celebrate resource really very insightful, very insightful. I believe that, like I said when we started, I believe that we have farmers here on this call. We have different persons, you know. I would like us to ask our question. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Favor, for doing justice to this topic. Like she said, it's a very wide and interesting, topic. When money enters agriculture, agriculture becomes like very sweet, very, very sweet. It becomes sweeter. Yes. So now it's time for questions. It's time for questions. Thank you for joining. I can see those who just joined us. Uh, Justice, thank you for joining. I can see some familiar faces. Oloyede Oluwatobi, thank you for joining. Okay, Shola Ayobami, thank you for joining. Abayomi, thank you for joining. All right, so it's time for questions. We have, you know, she has done justice to the topic, finance in agriculture. As a farmer, I believe that questions should be asked. You have a farm, and she had mentioned some, maybe you are not aware, maybe you have some challenges, right? So it's time to ask question. Okay, I see someone's hand raised now. Hi, Oloyede Oluwatobi. Can you go ahead with your question? Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon. Yeah, well done. Thank you so much for the presentation. It's really made a lot of sense, even though I joined quite late. So my first question is that can we get is it possible to get your presentation slides? That's one. And my second question is to say that how you understand the volatility of exchange rate prices, food inflation prices, and how it affects exports. And here in Nigeria, we are still heavily dependent on food exports because we have so much land to plant and all of that. So what I want to ask in the direction of a farmer, or from a perspective of a farmer, given the fact that importing food sometimes can be lesser than producing, in the sense that, for instance, rice now, there is a comparative advantage for other countries that they produce but for me in Nigeria, I produce at a very high cost, and that's because of exchange rates. Most of the, for instance, rice as my case study, if cleaning, polishing, the machines that we use will be imported. Most of the things that will be used also would also be imported, but just you are just growing the rice. So done, because you are encouraging us from what you are saying also to go into farming, farming at a larger scale. So in that scale, so that I will not invest and I lose all my investment. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think you were the same person that asked this question, that how does exchange rates affect how exchange rate affect agriculture and food prices. Are you the one? You can just
Mm,
reply with that. Right?
yes, I'm the one. Yes, I'm the one.
Yes. So I don't know. Have you got an answer to that? So I should just answer this one that you want to answer, or I should go ahead with it.
Please, you can
So
answer the first is like the other two questions. Three.
okay, you can definitely get the slides. You can reach out to us, to carry to. We have a community on WhatsApp, or you can reach out to our CPO, which is Toyin Botosin. So either of the two means you can get the slides. Yeah, thank you so much. It's an honor. So now let me answer that exchange rate. I think we all know exchange from. I don't want to say this, but let me go ahead. So for exchange rate, I think we all know, just for the purpose of other farmers that are on the group that might not understand. So the question on the Excel sheet was, how does exchange rate affect agriculture and food prices? Then he asked the question, as a farmer, what can be done? So for me, yeah, exchange rate, we all know exchange rate is when the value of a particular currency, when the value of a particular currency compared to another currency, another country, such as naira and USD. So let's say for example, we have let's say 2023, $1 to one naira to $1 to naira is about 1,000. Let's just imagine it's 1,000, and now it's now 1,600. Let's imagine that it's the current one is 1,370, but let's just say it's now 1,600. So imagine buying a fertilizer for $20. That's at the rate of 1,000 per USD. So you're buying $1 one fertilizer then at 20,000. So now exchange rate is now 1,600, and you're buying for 32,000 naira for the same $20 for the same fertilizer. Do you expect such a farmer to to want to sell his produce and not accommodate those prices to it? It's not possible. So these are the effects of exchange rates on agriculture. Imagine producing fertilizer and not being able to and paying higher amount of money to get them. And a company that sells those fertilizer, and in case we don't know, so many fertilizers that we use in Nigeria, some of them are import products. They use imported products to produce some of these things. So the transportation, the buying of it, the logistics, every one of it is what they will put into it, and why agriculture sector is affected. And for food prices, definitely it will affect food prices now. It will affect it. So a farmer cannot say, I remember one time ago, and I I went to the market. So I went to get yam from this guy. And the guy told me that the yam is 1.5. And he was telling me sweet yam. I was so happy. I was like, oh wow, 1.5. That's good though. Tell me why 3 weeks ago I would price the same yam, smaller one. Oh, the yam was even looking like cocoa yam. He was telling me that the yam is 4.5. How? He was saying, customer, na Nigeria. How is it 4.5? So all of them, they've accumulated everything together. I remember another scenario where I went to get pineapple from. There's this customer I get pineapple from like every weekend. I get it from him, and I use it through the weekend. So he normally sell big ones, like very big ones for me for 500 naira. That's as low as I go to my 12 and K2 to get it, and it sells to me at that price. Then I went there, I think 2 weeks ago to get my normal pineapple, and he was telling me that customer is 1.5. So he was not showing me a sack. So because he saw my expression, I mean, I don't want to embarrass myself. So I just showed it in my expression. I don't know how to hide it. Then customer now said, customer, no verse now. See that sack there. He was showing me the sack. It was full of pineapples that spoiled. Every one of them. I was even seeing flies over the sack. And he was telling me that they were bringing it from Benue and so many things, and he already ordered for them. And in fact, the thing was carrying his name. He was trying to explain in pidgin English, but what I was able to get from what he was saying was what I'm telling us now. And so many of these. So there is no way, and it's not the only way, the only survivor he said that came to his head was to add money to the rest of them that were good. So that's the only way he could get probably half of what he has lost, half of what he has. So probably that's the only way we could be able to get it back. So now for your question on what farmers can do. So farmers may not be able to control exchange rate, but you can take steps to reduce its impact on your farm. So number one is reduce dependence on imported inputs. I remember then when we used to grow up, I stayed with my grandfather. I grew up with my grandfather, and my grandfather then he has a brother, an elder brother. So they used to use excretion from goats. Sorry if that's apologize if that probably annoys you guys, but I just have to say it. So they used to use excretion from goats. They will soak it for 3 days or like 1 week. I don't know. And it smells so bad. Oh my god, it smells so bad. At a point I felt sick. Oh, I feel sick at it because of the strong smell. And my grandfather had to tell him, Egbon, you know Yoruba people now. Egbon, I beg, my so they had to find another, they had to build like a one mud warehouse like that. They had to start putting their soaked this thing. And the reason why they used to put it in the house is because so that other people will not steal it. So just try as much as possible as a farmer to reduce dependence on imported products. Another thing is improve that, try to buy inputs early. In fact, so in economics, I'm picturing exchange rates now, and I think that exchange rates might just be stable for now, from what I'm seeing. But tomorrow they might exchange it due to government. I don't know, due to government policy. But as an economist, I'm looking at the exchange rate might just stay for a while between 1300 to 1400 for now, for like next 6 months thereabout. So as a farmer now, this is the opportunity to. And after that 6 months, some people will ask me that, Favor, do you think that this thing USD is going to, like, the exchange rate is going to increase? Is it going to spike? And I will tell them I don't know. But for now, as much as I know, and after 6 months, so next year is going to be election. So there's possibility that there will be a little drop from what, some of us, we just come together as economists, just share an insight, and a lot of us agree that there will probably be a drop. There might be a drop, there might not be a drop. Oh, I'm not a professor, I'm not a seer, but just from economics and statisticians, and just trying to project, trying to assume that there might be a little drop during the election period for Nigeria, and which it might not be true. Oh, that's what I'm saying. So, but as farmers, try to buy your inputs early. Just buy them early. If you expect fertilizer, chemicals, or equipment prices to rise, purchase them before the peak season if you have the funds. Another thing is improve productivity. Focus on getting more output from the same land you are using to farm. Try to focus more on getting output from there using improved farming practices, proper fertilization. Another thing is add value to your product. So instead of selling just raw, I'm selling cassava, I'm selling yam, tomato, you can start simple processing such as cassava to garri, maize to corn flour, tomatoes to dry tomato or paste. And thereabouts it will. Those are the things that I think that I advise as an economist to a farmer. Thank you. I hope I'm able to convince and not confuse you.
All right. Thank you so much, Favor. Thank you. Oluwatobi, I hope your question was answered.
Yes, thank you, my fellow economics. And if in case you need a proper forecast of exchange rate prices, you can come. But yeah, I'll charge you in dollars anyways. Just joking. Thank you so much, ma.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Do we have any other question before we go to the next thing on the agenda? All right. There's a message in the chat box. You can follow Kerry Talk. Do well to follow Kerry Talk on our social media pages. We are on LinkedIn. Just click on the link, follow us, like, and you can as well share. I believe that everyone here on this call, you have interest. Yeah, it's definitely that you have interest in agriculture, or yeah, you have interest in agriculture, and Carrot Top is doing something in the agricultural sector. All right. Right now, okay, let me ask for the last time. Do we have questions? Question, question. Okay, so I will take that as we can go ahead. All right. So thank you, Favor, for that wonderful, presentation. Thank you so much. So as we proceed further in this webinar, I'd love to recognize and especially invite someone. Is the reason why every one of us are gathered here. Yes, I said what I said. He's the visionary for Kerry Top. He's a friend. Yes, he's a leader. He's also a boss. All right. So I would like to introduce the visionary and the CEO of Kerry Top. Yeah, he's a visionary leader, passionate, about building a smart agricultural system where, meaningful solutions, can come up. All right. So Carry Top is about doing something, or Carry Top is doing something in the agricultural sector. So I would like the CEO at this point to take the mic and share with us what Carry Top is all about. I'm definitely sure that we have some persons joining us, for the first time. All right. So over to you, Emmanuel.
Uh,
Hi.
Hello, good evening,
Okay.
everyone. Am I audible,
Thank you.
please?
Sorry, I'd like to see our emojis. Please celebrate, celebrate my leader. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I've not seen our reactions, though. All right, over to you. Thank you. Oh, it seems he just okay. He's back. We can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me also?
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. The introduction almost pushed my network out. So, let me put it off. I want to appreciate everyone. Um, Carry It Up. When we say Carry It Up is the team, and you on this call also, you are part of Carry It Up because you are here and you believe in what we are doing. So I want to appreciate the CEO, my brother and friend, Maduka Chisel, the CTO, that's the Chief Technical Officer, is my friend also, and my brother David, and the CPO, um, that's a very wonderful woman and friend also, Tosin, and Farmer Sam. I want to also appreciate Farmer Sam, um, an agronomist par excellence. Thank you. Is our FRO, that's Farmer Relation Officer, and I'm saving the last now to Abinta, our CMO, that's our Chief Marketing Officer, Favor, for the wonderful presentation. Today's presentation is a very apt one, and I'm sure we've all learned and picked something. Thank you so much, ma'am, for that presentation. I want to also appreciate you. I may not be able to mention everybody's name one by one. I want to appreciate everyone. There's somebody I'm seeing here. I'm seeing Anita. Okay, let me mention Anita's name. I know Anita. So I want to appreciate everyone and for being on this call and for learning one or two things. There's something that a post that I think I just read. Yes, I saw that. I think I should just read. And I think I just saw it just popped up on LinkedIn, and I will talk up just briefly about character within the few minutes that's been allocated. Um, so it's a post for Next Africa Initiative. So it says more funding can expand a business, but it cannot fix broken systems, poor discipline, or operational chaos. Businesses that scale sustainably are the ones that strengthen processes first, then use capital to accelerate what already works instead of covering paraphrase. Let me just I mean, we are in finance and agriculture. It's okay. I mean, we're asking questions. Maybe I can get funding and all that. And as our presenter has spoken to us, there's no point getting. I believe personally that there's no point for finance if there's no strong operational system. You know, if there's no strong operational system, there's no process to be financed. If I cannot invest in my business, I think it's not fair enough for somebody else to come and waste their precious funds on the business. So at Keritop, we are building a strong operational system to fix Nigeria's problem. We all believe that food is one of the essential human needs. I believe food, agriculture, health, real estate, and a lot more like that, because men eat food. And Africa's population at the moment is about 1.5 billion people. In about 24 years from now, it's projected that we are going to be eating 2.5 billion people. Africa is the largest or fastest growing in terms of population in the world. So as we are growing, we believe that our food system should also grow so that men don't eat themselves. And I was speaking with somebody from the UK, and he was just telling me how their food system works. That we really need to grow our food system in Nigeria and Africa. Over there, they don't have like dirty, messy markets. It's like our people should not be going to dirty, messy market. We should actually bring up solutions that will help reduce post-harvest losses. So that's the problem we are trying to solve. We are trying to, reduce post-harvest losses. Our presenter said, look at that pineapple. There are solutions for that, and that's why we are here. And also, we are here to also another problem we are trying to solve is farmers lack direct, reliable market access. So we are here to give them direct access. It means cutting away unnecessary middlemen. You agree with me that farm from the food gate, for instance, a basket of tomatoes can just be 50,000 naira. But before it reaches the market, it could be 85,000 naira. Why? Sometimes many factors, of course, outside seasonalities and things beyond our control and all that. The middleman layer is part of why food is expensive in Nigeria. Then also logistic inefficiencies, because the distribution system is broken. And I think I may not be able to give an example of that because of time. So we want to be that Keritop is that link that you can use an expression that I like to use is bridge, that connects farmers directly with the retailers or with the food vendor. And I believe that as we also grow, we'll be able to also connect directly with the consumers when the food are really needed. So reliable market access, then retailers rely on inefficient open markets. To be very honest, the CEO was telling us one day that Mile 12 is one of the biggest or the biggest market in West Africa, and it's also one of the most inefficient markets. A lot of food waste, lack of coordination, and Africans' problem, like I always say, must be solved by Africans that live them daily. Nobody's coming to save us. We are the ones we are the ones giving birth and increasing population. We are the ones that should also solve the problem, the inefficient problem, and the fragmentation and inconsistent distribution problem. And this has led to billions lost, and it has led to food insecurity. We all know waste is bad. It's not good to waste things. God hates waste. Carry it up. We also hate waste. So that's why we are here at Carry It Up. And we want to build a demand driven aggregation hub and just making agriculture very simple, easy. Food should not be very expensive for Nigerians. Food should be accessible everybody to for everybody. And we believe that we are called to solve that problem in Nigeria, across Africa, and also um, across the world also. So I want to encourage us again, if this webinar has been impacted, if you have been impacted by the webinar, sorry, it takes a lot of time to prepare these things. I mean, for the team, everybody has been working. It takes weeks, almost a month, to actually prepare what you listen to in a year. So in a just an hour. And so if you have been impacted by the webinar, I want you to be part of this move. The slide will be shared. Yes, that's part of the move also. You have been part of the move also. You can tell somebody about carry it up. You can share somebody. You can share the slide with somebody. You can be part of our farmers community. You can be part of our retailers community. You can drop ideas. You can, share, like, and I know that by God's grace, we are going to have even much more better webinar, because we believe one of our core values is excellence, and excellence is, it can be better today than it was yesterday. So I want to thank everyone again for being on the call, and I also sincerely want to appreciate every member of the team. Like, everyone has done and put a lot of effort. Can you please request that maybe a clap or something just for the team, please? And also appreciate yourselves also. So thank you all for listening. Bye for now.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, CEO, for that introduction, uh, telling us about Kerito. All right. At this junction, we are about to draw the curtain. All right. But just before we do, I have a few updates. A link is being shared in the chat box. Please kindly click on the link. Follow us on all our social media platforms. All right. Also, this webinar is a monthly thing. So I think this is 4.0. Yes. So that's a good, let's celebrate. This is 4.0. By the grace of God, by June, we would have 5.0. And it's the topic differs. It might still be finance coming next, but I don't know. All right. So yeah, we, like he had said, we are building a system, all right, in the agricultural sector, and you can be part of the movement as well. All right. So as we come to the end of the webinar, I really want to sincerely appreciate each and every one of us on the call. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your engagement. By the way, Oluwatobi, it's nice to see you, to hear your voice. All right. So my very good friend. Okay, thank you for your time. Thank you for your engagement. And thank you for being part of this important conversation. Thank you for being part of this community. We believe that we have a community. If you're a farmer, if you're here, you're a farmer, you'd like to join our community, please CEO, kindly share the link to the farmers community. Or you could indicate, all right? You could indicate. I believe it will also be shared with us. All right, for everyone who register, you would get the link to the webinar. You get the recording, you get the presentation slide, and if you're a farmer, the link to join the community is also there. All right, I would also like us to, can you celebrate our resource person for today? I would like us to celebrate her. Thank you so much, Favor, for that, valuable insights you shared with us today. Thank you. We appreciate your knowledge, your perspective, and your contribution for today. Yes, it has been said at Keritop, we are passionate about building a smarter agricultural system. Yeah. And, these meaningful conversations, like I said, is monthly. We have conversation with community. All right. This is to say again that it's not a one-time event. Our webinar is not a one-time event. It's a monthly event. All right, the link to the WhatsApp community for farmers is being shared there. Yes, it's being shared there. So do well to engage on our social media. Like he has said, be part of the move. I believe that Carry It Up is a move of God, you know, in this season. Yeah, we came by prophecy. All right, permit me to say that we came by prophecy, and you can be part of the move. You can be part of the move. So do well to follow us on all our social media platform, and be part of the move. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining us today. So yeah, we draw the curtain. Just before we go, if you have you want to reach us, or you have you can respond to our email. Yeah, like I said, the recording for this webinar will be shared. The slide will be shared. You can respond to our email, or you have an inquiry you want to make about Kerito. All right, you could respond to our email. You get a response. You could also engage us on our social media platform. All right, thank you once again for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you in our next webinar series. All right, do have a wonderful evening, everyone. I remain Tosin Toibo. All right, bye for now, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, thank you, everyone.